Hello, Bears family. Welcome to the Bears News Fan Report. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss any of our explosive content about the future of our franchise. Let's get straight to the point because we have a lot to discuss. This video is for you, who are tired of seeing our franchise make questionable choices and miss crucial opportunities. Have you thought about what we could be achieving now if past decisions had been different? I know I'm fed up with seeing our rivals take advantage of our mistakes. And you? Look, let's be honest. We saw what Jalen Carter did in the playoffs, and it's impossible not to feel the weight of that decision. We let a potential star slip away while watching the impact of our choice, which, with all due respect, doesn't shine the same. Ryan Poles, our GM, tried to build a future for the Bears, but he didn't realize that, in moments like these, you can't afford to trade an impactful player for something of questionable value. And the worst part, it's not just a single bad decision, it's a pattern. How are we supposed to trust a team that constantly loses what's best? Now, speaking of our quarterback, Caleb Williams, many of you must be wondering about that wrist surgery. I'll be honest, it's nothing serious. But when we hear words like surgery and wrist, panic sets in immediately. Yet, the real problem isn't this small scare. The biggest mistake was letting our QB get massacred on the field while protection was almost non-existent. And now, with the season behind us, the big question is, who will be responsible for developing Caleb? We've reached a crucial point, Ben Johnson. The line's offensive coordinator is available, and believe me, this is a golden opportunity we can't let slip away. But, as always, we have fierce competition. Tom Brady is lobbying to bring him to the Raiders, and that's where the drama comes in. Are we going to let this slip away again? Now is the time for us to make our final play. And more importantly, what do you Bears Nation fan think? Will the Bears bounce back, or will we keep stumbling over our own choices? I want to hear from you. What do you think of Poles' management? Are we ready to change the direction of the franchise, or will we keep seeing others pass us by? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you haven't already, join us. Here at Bears News Fan Report, we want to see our team on top again. Come on, follow the channel, turn on notifications, and help us give a voice to our Bears Nation. Stay tuned for more updates. As a Bears fan, it's hard not to feel a mix of frustration and hope. The choices made by the management, especially regarding the draft, seem to have been decisive for the future of the franchise. Passing on talents like Jalen Carter and Jared Verse while we're in this rebuilding process really hurts. Not to mention the situation with our quarterback, Caleb Williams, who seems to constantly be put to the test on a team that still hasn't given him the protection he needs. If I had to put this simply, I'd say that being a Bears fan lately feels like being stuck in a cycle of unfulfilled promises. Every time we see a talent that could have been our shine on another team, it feels like the chance of being competitive gets farther away. At the same time, I remain hopeful because I know the team has interesting pieces like Caleb himself, and with a few correct decisions, we can still turn the corner. The arrival of Ben Johnson, for example, could be a game changer, but we need to act fast. We can't afford to miss opportunities anymore. The big question is the management really ready to make the right decisions, or will we keep seeing these judgment errors in the coming years? The reality is that the Bears are at a crucial point, and the future could be bright or another disappointment depending on the choices management makes now. With Caleb Williams, we have a unique chance to shape a successful future, but to do that, we need to ensure he's in an environment that supports him. The team has already seen what happens when they fail to build a good offensive line and give the quarterback the protection he needs to develop. This has been a chronic problem in recent years, and honestly, if we don't fix it, it's like giving a race car without fuel to a talented driver. What worries me most is the timing. We can't keep procrastinating and letting opportunities slip away, like we're seeing with Ben Johnson or any other prominent coach who could come in to help develop the team. As a fan, I find myself wondering, will we finally have a clear vision of what we want, or will we continue to be at the mercy of decisions that undermine progress? The uncertainty around the team's leadership, especially with GM Ryan Poles, doesn't help. The fans' trust is being tested. Every Bears fan wants to see their team be competitive, and instead of a slow rebuild full of mistakes, what we really need is a solid plan that shows the franchise is focused on the future with smart decisions and no more stumbles. But at the same time, I'm an eternal optimist. Despite the frustrations, the passion for being a Bears fan never fades. The hope of seeing the team back on track and finally lifting a title is what keeps the flame alive. It's a tough road, but I hope the franchise takes control of the situation and shows the fans that we're not just waiting for empty promises, but for a real rebuild that leads to glory. Let's go, Bears!